order to truly delight ourselves with its flavor, aroma, and its texture as a whole, knowing how to carve an Iberian ham is essential. The first thing we must know is how to hold it in place. We recommend using a ham holder placed in a position and elevation that will allow us to carve it handily. If not consumed in the short term, it is recommended to start carving Iberian ham by the babilla, the narrower side. In this case, place the ham with hoof facing down. On the other hand, if the Iberian ham is to be consumed in 1 or 2 days, place it with the hoof facing upwards, so you can start carving by the matha, the thickest side. Once you have done this, make a cut around the top joint of the foreleg, the thicker part of the ham, close to the bone, using the peeling knife. Then trim the ham. That is, remove both the rind and the outer fat covering the area to be cut until meat underneath is visible. If the ham is to be consumed in a short period of time, peel it completely. Otherwise, peel as necessary, since air exposure will dry the ham. By peeling, we do not mean to remove all the fat. Keep some fat slices from the first layers, the thin white ones. Then use them to protect the ham after carving it. In this way, the ham will be kept properly hydrated, preserving all its flavor. Once peeled, start the cutting by firmly placing the knife's blade on the ham without applying too much force, and cut into slices by always using a subtle swinging motion. Cut thin slices, almost transparent, the width of the ham and 6 or 7 centimeters in length. Combine both lean meat and fat within the slice to fully enjoy its aroma and flavor. When near the hip bone, cut around it with a paring knife to separate it from the meat. This will make the slicing easier in this area. Avoid touching the bone with the ham knife since it would dull the blade. As the ham is carved, a femur will eventually appear. From then on, cut the surface of the ham at 2 different levels in order to fully enjoy your piece of Iberian ham. In this area, it is recommended to cut the slices of ham upwards to the hoof, so the bone gets demarcated as the meat is detached from it. During this whole process, make sure that the surface is always flat, in a horizontal line, and with no ridges on it. As soon as the femur is totally exposed, turn the ham over. Again, make a cut at the hock, 2 centimeters from the top joint by using the peeling knife. Then remove the rind and the outer fat as before on the other side of the ham, but this time be careful not to remove too much fat. Slices from the babilla are much leaner and their edges are more consistent. This is caused by the length of time it is cured, which in this case is higher. When the bone impedes the proper slicing of meat, it means that the babilla has been entirely consumed. In this case, continue by extracting the meat from the punta, the hip or the part opposite the hoof. This is the part where the greater portions of fat are located, and generally the most valued part when tasting an Iberian ham. Then place the ham sideways to carve the knuckle located at the top of the ham, between the matha and the hock. In this part, the meat is stringy, so you can either slice it or cut it into small chunks. When reaching the fibula bone, place the ham again with the hoof facing upwards. Make a deep cut and remove the bone by levering it out. In this way, you'll leave a delicious area of the ham exposed. The meat within this part has an intense flavor and it is also very aromatic.